everyone, I'm Leslie and I'm on Royal Caribbean's Ultimate World Cruise. We're cruising the world over 9 months and I'm documenting all of it right here on Point Your Soul North. So we are 9,096 miles from our home in Scottsdale, Arizona, visiting this country we're fixing to talk about today. My uncle used to live here. I so wanted to see it, but it's so far from home that today is our opportunity. We're in Singapore. Singapore's been waiting for us. We've been waiting for it. We've got a limited amount of time here in Singapore, so let's hit the street and see what we can find. So let's first talk about Singapore and where is it? It's the little eye at the bottom of Malaysia. So as you probably figured out, next stop is Malaysia, but let's first check out Singapore. There's some quirky things about Singapore though. They've got some very specific rules. You can't chew gum in public. You can be fined up to $1,000 for not flushing the toilet in Singapore. You're prohibited from singing, jaywalking, littering, or feeding any animals on the streets. It has one of the best airports in the world. It's actually like a sightseeing attraction to go to the airport. It's incredible. We came in on a cruise ship, so of course we didn't see the airport, but for all of you that are flying into Singapore to visit, you are in for an experience. The airport is amazing. They've had no natural disasters in Singapore, and they have no farmland. It's just like, yeah. We arrived into Singapore very early and I was up to catch the most beautiful sunrise. I've got a lot of sunset pictures, but I don't have many sunrise pictures, so this was special. And of course we have another one of our incredible pier welcomes. As I said, we have a limited amount of time here in Singapore. In fact, we only have 5 hours. We want to see as much of it as we possibly can. Thankfully, I had mapped out the city and knew exactly where we wanted to see and what was the fastest walking route. The map had given me about a 2.5 hour full circle from the terminal back to the ship, and we could see everything we wanted to see. We had 5 hours. It was totally fine. Well, come to find out as we're walking, I had forgotten to change it from car to foot on my GPS. So yeah, it wasn't 2.5 miles. It was a whole, or 2.5 hours. It was a whole lot further than that. So we had to cut quite a bit of it off, but we saw some really cool stuff regardless. Okay, it is hotter than blue blazes out here in Singapore, and we are in the cloud forest. There's Roy, but short of Roy and I, there is absolutely no one out here. Clearly everyone is working during work week in Singapore. That is the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Look at that, how cool is that? Like, so hot, I'm pretty sure I've lost 10 pounds and we've only been walking for 15 minutes. But look at how beautiful. It's crazy clean here. It's green, it's beautiful. We beeline through the meadow to see Garden by the Bay. This is where you see all the super grove trees. They're metal structures that are woven with plants. Do you see that? The plants are like growing inside the framework. The tallest super tree is the height of a 16-story building and are designed to harvest solar energy. There are 18 super trees within the gardens by the bay. I was super excited to walk on the Skyway. We get in line, we get the tickets for the Skyway, we go up and we get on the Skyway, and then I realized that, yeah, this is not, I didn't fully think this through because I am petrified of heights, and this Skyway is 72 plus feet above the ground, and it's a metal bridge that wraps around. It's 128 feet long, which it in and of itself is enough, but it's narrow, and so it sways a little bit. But once you're up there, the only way to get down is to cross the bridge and go down the other side. So in for a penny, in for a pound, right? So I pulled out my big girl pants and we went for it. The view is beautiful. It's definitely worth doing. I just didn't fully think it through that, yeah, walking heights and bridges, yeah, no go for me. So that was an experience. We got a lot of cool pictures. Okay, another moment to face your fears, because this bridge is wobbly, vibrating, freaking me out. Wow. Okay, although I'm completely freaking out over this bridge, we're gonna stop and take a look at it, as it really is beautiful. But it's vibrating and it's a bridge, and I hate bridges and I hate heights. And it's so beautiful and so different. Welcome to Singapore. We did it. Seems simple, but for two people that are afraid of heights, whew, that was a little bit of a walk. Quick stop in the bathroom to add to the whole Asian bathroom experience. This one was not only gorgeous, super clean, but they actually had like a little survey when you walked out to give your opinion of the bathroom and how well it was kept. Singapore is incredibly clean. As we're walking through the gardens by the bay, we see another flower clock. Remember, we saw the one in Busan in South Korea. Here's another one. I didn't know these things even existed, but now we've seen two as we've traveled the world. Our next stop is into the cloud forest. Okay, we're coming into the cloud forest, and thank goodness, because it's way air conditioned in here and so much cooler. We needed a break from the heat. This is worth it. The cloud forest is one of the tallest waterfalls in the world. Can you see the mist coming off of that? Oh, it's glorious in here. We walked along the aerial walkway and saw some of the world's most exotic plants while getting a much needed break from the heat.
plant exactly.
These were magnifying glasses on these tiny orchids. And if you know me, you know I love orchids. They had a whole orchid haven here. I could have spent all day in there. Anytime there's orchids, I'm there. A quick stop in the flower dome. We stopped in the flower dome only because the flower dome was included in the tickets we purchased, because Roy was totally over Gardens by the Bay by the time we got to the flower dome. But we went in, checked it out. It's cool because they had each country separated out within the flower dome and the plants and flowers that that country has. So of course there were tulips with Holland, and you get the idea. I loved it. He was over it. And we're off. Stop number 4 is to stop at the Helix Bridge. This is right up your alley. Right? Kind of shaped like DNA, so it was cool. It's the way to get across in order to get on the other side so we can see the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. We have a great view of the welcoming hand of Singapore. It's a lotus shaped structure, the lotus inspired art science building, and the ability to walk around the bay to see the true iconic vision of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Ultimately, we wanted to go up in the Marina Bay Sands Hotel because at the top there is a bar that we could have a drink and see the view from up there, but we wanted to do it at the end because we could hit it on our way back to the cruise ship, but we just ran out of time. But seeing the hotel, seeing it from the street even, was plenty. It is gorgeous. After we cross over the Helix Bridge, we make our way down and around to the Merlion statue. He is the mascot of Singapore. He has the head of a lion and the body of a fish, and he has a fountain that's coming out of his mouth. And it's this huge structure right there on the bay. It's beautiful. It's right across from the Marina Sands. We stopped to try some bubble tea.
Good?
That was really good. It just has the weirdest little fruit berry bubble things in it.
It's got this in it.
Those guys. The additional pearls.
So we're trying to decide what we're going to eat, and we didn't want to stop in an actual restaurant because we're limited on time. So we duck into this kind of interior mallish kind of place, and we find these buttered polos, which are kind of just like a buttered roll, but it had this like sugar coating on the top. So good, we went back twice to have another one. They were yummy. A quick side trip to the mall to cool off again because it was so hot. The mall was just a unique experience. first of all, there's the gondola, like water in the middle of the mall. And then of course we've got to have another crazy toilet. I don't even know what's up with these toilets. And then we're wrapping it up. We're coming back around, and we're going to get back on the cruise ship. And we go through immigration. This is the first time we've seen immigration done this way. And shout out to Singapore, because way to execute the whole immigration process. You walk up to your own little kiosk, you put your passport picture down on the camera, it scans it, it says yes, it knows who you are, and you're good. And then you walk into the first little section, it takes a picture of your face, gives you the thumbs up, and you walk through and you're done. That's it. It was so simple, so fast. There's so many kiosks that they can process tons of people. Yeah, shout out to Singapore for getting this immigration thing down. And here's some final thoughts of Singapore and us saying goodbye on our short visit. We'll be back. We loved it. There's a lot to check out here for sure. Okay, so 21,000-ish steps later, we are walking our way back to the cruise ship. What is your thoughts on Singapore?
Beautiful, clean, big city. Did a lot of walking, and I think it would be a great, fun place to hang out at night. Unfortunately, the cruise is leaving early, and we only got to see the day here. So there's another place that we need to come back to and see the real city.
And I need to have high heel roller skates on so that we can talk and get my head in yours in the video at the same time. So I had milk tea with little baubles in it. That was yummy and interesting.
What's a bauble?
It's like a little pearl. It tasted like a little piece of fruit, but
wasn't it kind of like a fish egg, maybe?
It was round like roe.
Like fish eggs, yeah.
But yeah. It's impeccably
so you had fish
clean
eggs
here.
And tea is what you had.
Yes, and we had an interesting little buttered polo. It's like a little bun with butter on the inside, a lot of butter, and then sugar on the outside.
That was super excellent.
We got $9.35 worth of Singapore snacks and 5 extra cents left over for a bag.
And we saw enough flowers that I never have to give Leslie a flower again in her life.
Well, that's true. We did see a lot of flowers. Super cool cloud florist and the flower dome. It is no joke. 195 degrees and like 1,042% humidity. So we have lost 10 pounds. My eyelids are sweating.
So you know what's on the agenda right now?
Water,
the drink
lunch,
package,
a drink, and a nap.
Heineken on the drink package.
And a naparoni and cheese. Our quick, hot, beautiful day in Singapore has to come to a very short end. Definitely want to check out the food here. We didn't get a chance to do that, but we did get back on board to a Singapore Sling, which became my favorite drink on board. Remember, I'm a mule girl. I drink Moscow mules, and I got this handmade copper cup in Chile when we were there. Moscow mules hold my heart, but Singapore Sling, yeah, you brought it. I love the Singapore Sling. So when we got back on board, very first thing we did was hit the schooner here on board and got us a Singapore Sling. It reflected on Singapore and us wanting to come back. Just had a beautiful day.
Juice, lime juice, bitters, a little bit of club soda, and an orange and cherry.
It's Singapore snack time. One day, 5 hours in Singapore, but we spent some time getting snacks. So we've got 4 Singapore snacks. Let's see. First up, a chocolate bomb kuchen.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
It looks like it's like layered cake. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like rolled, like a roll of tape.
It looks like something Cartman would love.
Interesting that it sounds German or something, doesn't it?
So for today's video, I'm wearing my Aaron Rodgers number 8 jersey because we're filming this on draft day.
Oh, it is draft day.
It's draft day, yes. And I got a brand new, legitimate jersey in Vietnam.
Let's see if Singapore can match the NFL draft. Ready?
All right.
Oh, it smells good. Chocolate bum kuchen.
That's a donut. That would be really good with milk. That would be really good with milk. On its own, it needs milk.
Yeah. Or hot tea.
Milk.
Okay. You know, maybe a 7 out of a 10. All right, next up, this guy, which all we know about that is it's got a little fish on it. It looks like it's like a pastry with chocolate filling. Oh, and it comes in its own little tray. Oh, it's got a little tray. It's got its own little tray. And it's a little fish. Little fish. All right, so do you want the fish head or do you want the fish tail?
So where's this from?
Singapore?
Well, it's made in Japan.
I remember them talking about eating these in Japan.
And
But we got these in Singapore.
unfortunately, the ingredients are listed in English.
Oh, don't read it.
Unfortunately.
Don't read it.
Yeah,
We don't want to know. All right, do you want the tail or the head?
the smallest piece.
Oh, you want the smallest piece.
That's like dry stuff inside of it. You ready?
There it is. It looks like honeycomb in there.
Yeah. This is not looking good. Oh. That's very edible. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing in there that's bad. It's just chocolate and kind of like a wafer cookie on the outside shaped like a fish.
It's very good. It's like with that, what's that cracker thing that has the cookie? What's
The
it called?
cracker thing that's got the cookie?
Cookies.
I don't know what that
It
is.
reminds me of something.
Not bad.
Not bad.
All right. Kind of 2 for 2 on them. You know. All right. Next up, this. Not sure what that is, except for it looks like a Pringle. Those cute little guys. Dead on for a Pringle.
It's a Pringle.
It's a baby Pringle. We have a sleeve of baby Pringles. But
Pringle for hobbits.
yeah.
Pringle for hobbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hobbit Pringles. We're saving that for later. That's good. Those are good. 2 thumbs up on those. All right. Last up, seaweed crackers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to go behind Pringles with seaweed crackers. Hard cracker with seaweed on it.
Yeah.
Ready? Pro. That's cheers in Singapore. Not bad.
Yeah.
Thank you, Singapore, for your snacks. We will keep the Pringle tray. Thank you for your Singapore sling, and the rest are going in the trash. So thank you so much for being part of this. I hope that you saw in a quick flash of Singapore what we loved and what we saw and what all we crammed in 5 hours and 2,200-ish steps. And as always, thank you so much for being with me as part of this journey. If you loved the video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. All the videos are going to be fed out from YouTube going forward, so we need to make sure that you're subscribed on the YouTube channel. You'll be notified when the next video is posted. And always, as always, thank you so much. Bye for now.